Good morning, everyone. Today's topic is History of Microbiology, Part 3. I am Uma Maheshwari. Here we have discussed about the golden era of microbiology. The period of golden era of microbiology lies between 1860 to 1910. Various inventions in microbiology have been done in this period. This period plays a major role because most of the inventions which was made during this period is still in practice. We will start with Sir Louis Pasteur. His inventions are pasteurization. Pasteurization is the partial sterilization of a product to improve its quality. Number 2 is fermentation. Pasteur was deeply interested in fermentation and he studied fermentation in different medium, and the inference which he received is that microbial metabolism is taking place even in the absence of air. So what he says is that microorganisms can live even in the presence and also in the absence of oxygen. And the next method is autoclave, which was initially found by Sir Louis Pasteur. And he was the one who disapproved spontaneous generation theory, which we saw in the part 2 video of History of Microbiology. And Louis Pasteur is the one who have introduced the germ theory of disease. So germ theory of disease is nothing but the discovery that microorganisms are the causes of diseases. We will study in detail about germ theory of disease in this video. So when Louis Pasteur was studying about fermentation, he has compared the fermentation in grape juice and milk in the following ways. So in grape juice, it has a high sugar concentration but low protein content. This environment favors the growth of acid-resistant yeast, which in turn made alcoholic fermentation. And in milk, it has low sugar content and high protein content, which favors the growth of acid-sensitive bacteria, which holds lactic acid fermentation. So what he has found is different environments favors the growth of different microorganisms which has different characteristics. In this case, one has acid resistant yeast and the other has acid sensitive bacteria. Through all these observations, he had compared his knowledge on disease through all these things and he came to a conclusion that specific microorganisms will cause specific diseases. So he believed that one particular microorganism is not the cause for every other diseases. One particular organism will cause one particular disease. This was his observation. Germ theory of diseases. So the important scientists who played a major role in the study of germ theory of diseases are as follows. In 1813, Sir Agostino Bassi was the one who discovered that silkworm disease was caused by a fungal infection. And in 1845, Sir Berkeley found that potato blight was caused by a water mold. And in 1853, Sir Heinrich de Bary found that cereal crop disease was caused by smut and rust fungi. Later, Sir Louis Pasteur was asked to work on pebrine disease of silkworm, which damaged the silk industry. So he made several years of research in this disease and he found two solutions. And number one is that protozoan parasite is the cause for this disease. So that protozoan parasite must be eliminated to get rid of this disease. That is number one. And number two is that this disease can be controlled by raising the caterpillars from eggs produced by healthy moths. So number two is that if the moths are healthy, they can develop a good immune system against this protozoan parasite. So the next person is Sir Joseph Lister. He gave an indirect evidence for germ theory of diseases. He developed a method of surgery called antiseptic surgery. What he did is he heat sterilized all the instruments which he is going to use for the surgery, and that's number one. Number two is that he used phenol to spray his surgical area to clean all the dressings, like for which is used for surgical dressing and everything. He cleaned the entire room with phenol, and he followed this procedure for few surgeries, and what he found is that number one, phenol killed bacteria. Number two, it prevented other microorganisms from entering into the wound. So the next person is Sir Edward Jenner. He was the one who introduced vaccination. During his period, smallpox was the most dangerous disease which killed more than one-third of the population who had that disease. He started his observation from a group of people called milkmaids who were immune to smallpox, but they had already encountered cowpox disease. So, Edward Jenner called out a boy called James Phipps, who was 8 years old. He scratched the liquid from the cowpox disease onto the skin of James Phipps. He had encountered the disease, and later he recovered from cowpox disease. After some days, he inoculated the same boy with smallpox matter, and to his surprise, the disease did not develop. This was his observation. He inoculated cowpox lesion to the skin of the people, and then through which the people were immune to smallpox. Koch postulates and the discoveries of Sir Robert Koch and his colleagues are explained in the part 4 video of History of Microbiology. Thank you.